I'm Randy Memmer. I was born here in King's Daughters Hospital. I was raised in Ashland. My mother was a real estate agent. My father was a first responder for the Ashland Fire Department. He worked there 37 years and retired as assistant chief. So I am very, very, very pro first responders, police and fire. In fact, my favorite saying is we should underpay Congress and overpay our first responders. I graduated from Paul Blazer High School. I went to work at Armco Steel. Under their educational employee program, they sent me through college, paid for my education. I graduated from Ashland Community College with a 2-year degree, associate in science. That's where I met my wife, Kay. At the end of that period of time, I had to move to Lexington to finish up my college degree at the University of Kentucky, where I have a BBA degree. I have one daughter, Dr. Kimberly Baldock. I have 2 grandchildren, Jacob and Katie, and they're both at UK now. So that's basically my background as far as education is concerned. As far as businesses are concerned, I've operated several successful businesses in this Ashland area. I owned the Dairy Cheers for almost 20 years. I have been in the real estate business for a long time. Actually, I was on a listing a couple, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and a guy asked me, he said, he said, experience is everything in real estate. And he said, how long have you had your license? And I said, well, you remember when Moses came down from the mountain and he had 3 tablets. 2 of them were the 10 Commandments, and 1 of them was my real estate license. So I got the listing. So I am still in the real estate business. Some people say, well, what do you want to do when you grow up? Well, I don't know. I have no plans yet. But I plan to stay in the real estate business. So that's where I'm at now. I own 2 businesses, one in Ashland and one in Ironton. My past experiences have been with different boards that I've been on. The main one was the King's Daughters Health Foundation Board. I was on for several years. I served as president 2 years. We raised a lot of money for the hospitality center because that was our main goal at the time, was to build a place where parents could come in and stay when their children were in the hospital, especially ones that were underprivileged. I also served on the Ashland Area Board of Realtors board, and I also served as president there for 2 years. I have served on other boards, including the Highlands Regional Museum. I served on their Country Music Highway Board when it first opened up, and we started the Country Music Highway display at there. And I have supported many other boards here, the Paramount Arts Center. I've been a patron of Paramount Arts Center for 30 years. It's the Ashland Area Rotary Club I've been in for over 40 years. Bellefonte Country Club I've been in for 40 years. Everything's like 40 years, so I've been here a long time. So I feel like I'm at the end of my career. But the last 20 years I have spent restoring and renovating a historic building in downtown Ashland, the Crump and Field building. And now that it's complete and done, I felt it was time for me to give back more to the city. So I thought I could take my expertise that I've had in the past and present myself for the City Commission. My main issue is helping downtown businesses prosper. I think that we sometimes overlook the downtown businesses in favor of something new coming in. We don't give them the same respect that we should give to the new business. But then again, I want to make sure that any new business comes in can cut through the red tape and get in here quickly and hire employees and get up and running. And I don't feel like we have done that in the past. I think we've made it hard for them to come in here. The second thing I want to really develop more is housing. We've got a real shortage of quality housing. And I'm not sure whether we can actually do it in the city, but we're going to need the help of the surrounding counties, and we need to be working with them. The other thing that I think we're not working with is tourism. I think that we have alienated ourselves from the county because we're not working with the county. And I think that Eric Cheney, the judge executive, taking away the tourism and for Boyd only has been a detriment to our city. We need to get back to working with them. So the Rush Off-Road is a big project. The TIF project coming in for the new parking garage and the new convention center is going to make a huge difference in the town for tourism, which will also help support our Highlands Museum, our Paramount Arts, which is a state of the art. I don't know how many times I've had over the last 30 years, I've had performers that I have talked to that have told me, I have never been in a facility that's this quality in the United States, and it's right here in your little town. Plus we've got all these performers that are from this area, and we need to take advantage of that with our tourism. So housing, tourism, making business greater. Well, one of the biggest things we've got is an infrastructure problem. All of our infrastructure, our water and sewer lines and so forth, are 100 years old or more. We have more water breaks and problems every year, causing problems for our businesses. That's why we've got businesses like Adkins Hardware that are closed up on us. That, institutions that have been here for a long time, because we're constantly chewing up the roads. One of the main things we did was chew up Winchester Avenue right after they got through paving it. Up 23, it's exasperating to go through all that. So the infrastructure is one big thing. The other is getting rid of a lot of the housing in the area that is dilapidated, that the city has been taking over, and we're not getting those torn down and getting new developers in to take that into place. We've got downtown developers we're not working with, like Paul Castle's a good friend of mine. Paul Castle owns more property downtown probably than anyone, and they're not working with him on getting this stuff developed. We got new businesses coming into his, just like the new bakery that's coming in where Alma's used to be. They need to be right there with him. He's got his finger on the pulse of what's happening in this town, and that's our biggest challenges coming forward, is those things. I feel like that I'm not running against any of the other commissioners. I'm running for Matt Perkins's open seat, and I want to make that perfectly clear, because I feel like all the other candidates have something good they can bring to the commission, so you can vote for whoever you want. My biggest challenge is getting my wife to vote for me. My dog already has given me her vote because I order from Chewy.com, and that's all she cares about. My daughter was also instrumental in getting me to run. She said, Dad, she said, you need to go in and help the city. Pat Steen, Matt Perkins, friends of mine. Pat Steen's my best friend. There's nobody better than Pat Steen. Vote for Pat Steen. That's the way I look at it. She's just as kind-hearted and as true to everyone as a person could be, and I would just like to be that way that she is. I know anytime I've had a funeral or anything there with her, the families are just overjoyed of the service that she gives them. It's phenomenal. So I feel like I can bring my expertise, which is in business, commercial real estate, the development of the downtown area and the development of my buildings and so forth that I've worked on, to help the city, and that's why I'm running.